So a while back, I made a video about the fantasy draft for the league I was in. And the regular season for that fantasy league is now over. So I thought it would be a good idea to take a look back at the season through the draft and through the weeks and see if I made playoffs and give a sneak peek about what these playoffs look like in this league. First, I'm going to start off with the draft. I'm just going to do my picks. There's one player I'll highlight his picks when it comes down to it. But I'm just going to go over mine right now. So I had the number 2 overall pick. And I was torn in case Jonathan Taylor was available, if I would take him. Or if he was gone, take Christian McCaffrey. Which I was scared about. But this is what ended up happening. Took Jonathan Taylor. All right, that makes things very easy for me. We're playing it safe. Going Christian McCaffrey. So obviously in a redraft, I take somebody else. I take Josh Jacobs, Eckler, Chubb, but McCaffrey, I don't feel any regret on. We'll get to some regret later. So with my second pick, I took Saquon Barkley at the very end of the second round. Great pick. Honestly, I think there were better players available, or at least who ended up being better players in fantasy-wise. Like I think Josh Jacobs was still available. Chubb was already gone. But I still feel like I made the right decision. My next pick, beginning of the third, was Leonard Fournette. And he's been a solid player. This is the first one where I'm a little iffy on. I'm still not going to say I regret it. Even though, obviously, Jacobs, I think. Yeah, Josh Jacobs, still available. But I'm not going to beat myself over it. He's a league winner, Josh Jacobs. So, taking Leonard Fournette, I don't regret it. Would have done it differently, but I don't regret it. With my 4th round pick, I took Terry McLaurin, and I was regretting this pick for a little while, but then Taylor Heineke comes in, and I no longer regret it. So I'm gonna say it's a decent pick. I think my first 2 picks were good picks. The next 2 decent picks. And then with my 5th round pick, I wanted to get a really good quality tight end. I took Darren Waller. How the fuck was I supposed to know he was going to be ass this season, fantasy-wise? I don't blame him personally, but it's just like, damn. First regret. That one, I fucked up. I should have just taken Hawkinson, who I've had every year in fantasy, and I think I've drafted. I want to say I drafted him. Yeah, I drafted him every other year in fantasy. I fucked up. I should have taken another receiver. But hey, it is what it is. Oh, I just looked at who was available. I could have had Jalen Waddle. Fuck. Anyways, I follow up that Darren Waller pick with the pick I'm most ashamed of. I took Allen Robinson with my 6th pick. I fucked up. I believed all the hype. And I paid the price for it. Fuck. Maybe I'll redeem it with the next pick. Okay, I took Michael Thomas. Oh, he did it to me again. I said during my draft video, the first year I played fantasy, I take Michael Thomas in the first round, and he, doesn't play a game? And I was like, maybe he'll redeem himself for me. He did not. He was great those first few weeks. He was averaging like 17 fantasy points. But he just played like 4 games. Gotta stop trusting Michael Thomas. I feel like I'm going to take him next year. I don't know what that is. I don't know what it is. Why does he have a hold on me like this? I'm not even a Saints fan. It's not like some personal bias. I'm not an Ohio State fan. I laugh at the slant boy jokes. What the fuck am I doing? I needed his upside for the receivers because I went running back so heavy early on. It didn't work. 8th pick, Damian Harris. Fine player, and I think he's probably a player that just recirculates throughout the waiver wire and is like you pick him up for a week and drop him the next week, and he like comes in, he gives you like 10 points because you really needed it because of an injury or a bye week, but you don't keep him long term. I took him with my 8th pick. Do I regret it? Yeah, I do. That's like what? 4 straight picks of regret? That's not looking good. And then for my quarterback, I took Tom Brady. Better quarterbacks were available. Better fantasy quarterbacks were available. But he was fine this year, fantasy wise. I think he was like middle for starters. I think he was like quarterback 15 most of the year, something like that. So I was hoping for more, and I didn't get it. But I won't beat myself over. I'll just say decent pick. You know what? 10 quarterbacks starting. He's not 10. Never mind. I regret that pick. Now, for my next pick, every single year in fantasy, I have a rookie wide receiver who I bank on. First year fantasy, I picked up Justin Jefferson on the waiver wire, like first or second week. Paid out massively. The second year, I'm a Burrow stan. I'll admit it. I don't like that term. I'm just a Burrow fan. Let's not get into it. Anyways, I don't know why I did that. That's out of character. So I took fucking Jamar Chase. Okay, that 2019 LSU offense is something I love. That paid out. So what do I do this year? That's right. I took Chris Olave. I know what I'm doing with these rookie wide receivers. I really do. I took Chris Olave. He's been great. I had him sitting on the bench 1 week too long, which we'll get into. Great pick. Great pick. Almost took Drake London, which would have been a decent pick. But he's a little held back from quarterback play. I mean, so is Chris Olave a tiny bit, but they get him the ball. That's all that matters. Okay, right back to regret. Now, my next pick, I took James Cook. I thought that he would be the answer to Buffalo's running back woes. He hasn't been. Oh, I think he's been picking it up recently. After they traded for Hines, he was like, okay, now I'll be good. A little late there, buddy. Could have used you earlier in the season. So, I regret that pick. I thought I could go rookie running back and receiver. I can just do rookie receivers. But I do the fuck out of pause. I pick rookie receivers very well. First two were give me's, Chase and Jefferson. Well, no, Jefferson, I think that early on the season, I don't think it was a give me. Chase was, though. Chase was definitely a give me. After Cook, I was like, you know what? I need special at quarterback. I need to take a risk here. Someone who could pay off greatly. I took Trey Lance. My bad, Niners fans. I feel responsible. Legitimately, I don't know what this was. I put it on me. That's on me. My bad. All right, 13th pick. I decided to pick up my kicker. Daniel Carson, number 1 kicker in fantasy last year. I think he's still top 5 this year. He's been great. He's been bombing these 50-yard kicks. I think he's legitimately at least won me a game. He's paid off tremendously. I wish I could walk more forward, but there was a dog kennel right here. Yeah. In fantasy, kicker's not important, but having it secured, Like, I don't have to worry about it. I don't have to waiver wire pick a kicker each week like I did last year. Great pick. Great pick. He's dropped like 20 points in a game. Like, fucking phenomenal pick. And then with my 14th pick, I'm not going to beat myself up over this because this was already the plan to cycle my defense every week. I took the Colts defense because they played Houston the first week. It ended up like giving me like 3 points. Like, they didn't do anything against Houston. But I guess it was a bad pick, but not one I give a shit about because I never was going to. And then with my last pick, I picked up Robert Tonyan. I just wanted a backup tight end. He led the league in touchdowns, I think, the last full season he played, so, or at least 4 tight ends. I think I cut him before he played. Oops. Bad pick, I guess. But, I mean, how many 15th round picks do people remember liking? Let's see. Let me take a look at the 15th round. We got Michael Gallup, another quarterback. Mac Jones. I don't think you care about that. Mike Gesicki. Kenneth Gainwell. Well, he might have been decent. But anyways, like that 15th round, who gets your shit? So my starting lineup, week 1, was Tom Brady at quarterback, McCaffrey and Barkley at my running backs, McLaurin and Robinson at my wide receiver spots, Darren Waller at tight end, Leonard Fournette and Michael Thomas were my flexes, Daniel Carson was my kicker, and the Colts defense was my defense. My bench, Trey Lance, Damian Harris, James Cook, Chris Olave, and Robert Tonyan. Well, I won't give a brief synopsis of how the season went. I'm going to take you week by week. Very quick, very brief. Just going to tell you who won, standout performances, duds, super quick. I just realized, a lot of people try to have funny fantasy names. Mine is just Dallas Fan 77. My bad. I just rushed. So, week 1, me versus Racing with Ruggs. I took a win the first week. 141 to 116. Standout performance for me, Saquon Barkley. Risky pick. I felt risky about it given his injury, but he starts off the first week 32 points in fantasy. Another notable performance, Michael Thomas with 22. I felt like a fucking genius that first week when I saw Michael Thomas' stat line. We all know how it ended up turning out. But that first week, validation. And then Allen Robinson gave me 2 points. I was like, I'm not going to worry about it. New quarterback, first week. They'll work it out. This will end up being a great pick. I should have traded him right then. My winning was helped out by his flex, Devontae Smith, giving him 0 fantasy points that week. But he did have Jerry Jeudy and Amon-Ra St. Brown both go for 20 each. One was a sign of things to come for one player, and the other, an aberration. Started off 1-0. Let's see how it continued. Week 2, me versus Show Me Your TDs. I caught my first loss of the season. Second week, damn. 149 to 122. Do you want to guess who my highest score was? Michael fucking Thomas. I still felt validated in this pick. Gave me 18.5 fantasy points. Allen Robinson gave me 15, and I was like, okay, see, there we go. They're starting to work it out. And the second week, I think I would have lost. Yeah, I would have lost no matter the quarterback I played, but I decided, let's play Trey Lance against Seattle. This is the week he's going to get it all together. He hurt himself almost immediately. Gave me 2 fantasy points and hurt my season a little bit. Obviously, that's not what's most important. A man got hurt. A man's future came into question because of it. And it was just happened to be the week I decided to start him. I feel responsible. I'm looking at who I played. It's just a bunch of solid performances. The only standout is Kyler Murray dropping 27 points. Oh, I scrolled past it. Nick Chubb dropped 32. Yeah. Shit happens. Bounce back next week? Yeah, week 3 I did even worse. I played Mooneyman. I lost. He had 129 points. I scored 108. When I picked up the Chargers defense for that week, they played Jacksonville. I was like, Jacksonville's going to be ass. Chargers defense gave me -4 points. Gave them 38. Sign of things to come for their season. I also picked up Kirk Cousins, who dropped me 18 points, so about what you should expect. Terry McLaurin, with his best performance with Carson Wentz, was 16 points. But then I got 4 points from Allen Robinson. That's when I started to get irritated with him. 5 points from Darren Waller. Should have seen something coming here. Biggest reason I lost? I played Lamar Jackson that week. He dropped 40 points. And the Broncos defense dropped 17. And A.J. Brown dropped on almost another 20. Because I'm looking at it, he had a lot of disappointments hit this week for him as well. He just had some standouts. I had no standouts, really. I'm 1-2 and starting to get pissed and freaking out. So, do I go down 1-3? Or do I tie it up 2-2? This week I'm playing C. Trevino Jr. I made fun of his draft the entire time. Here's a couple examples.
What the?
Okay, C. Trevino's trolling, dude. What? I'm not going to be finishing as bad as I did last year. I earned this second pick, is how I'm here. That's not going to happen again. I secretly fucking hate C. Trevino's team. Dude, what are you doing? I mean, you got the guy who's probably going to finish quarterback 1. Yeah, but what are you doing, dude? 6th round, you take Justin Tucker? Sleeper programmed in a sound effect to make fun of people for that decision. Okay, what the fuck is C. Trevino doing? What the hell is going on? 3 defenses have been taken? I didn't even notice that. I didn't really say any. I saw something when this one happened. I saw this one, but I don't think I said anything. What the fuck, guys? This overvalue of defenses is going to help me a lot in this league. I feel like those were valid criticisms. A kicker? What are you doing? A defense that high? Oh, no, that defense. Okay. Probably still a little high. You probably could have gotten him a little later. But I'm not going to be mad at it. But after how much I made fun of him, I can't lose to him. So I make a couple moves, and I pull it out. I win 154 to 111. All right? I put Tom Brady back in. He had one of his best performances of the year, giving me 24 points. Oh, and this was a move that's really helped me out. I picked up, I don't know how he was still available, Jamal Williams. That's right, the Lions running back who has the most touchdowns this year so far. He had 2 this game, giving me 24 points. Big player. Saquon dropped 18. Olave was 16. Terry dropped me 4, and I was like, yo, did I double fuck up on receiver? Leonard Fournette with 18. Christian McCaffrey dropped 25, and that's the first time I felt fully validated in taking him number 2 overall. This guy had Amari Cooper give him 2 points, Drake London give him 3. Now he had Josh Allen give 24. Clyde the Glide gave him 23. But he couldn't overcome my running back stable that showed out this week, which was my plan all along. So I'm up 2-2. Let's see how it goes. Now, I played Bella Biting, and I won 154 to 112. I'm up 3-2. Leonard Fournette dropped me damn near 36 fantasy points with a touchdown on the ground and a touchdown through the air. I felt really good about my Tom Brady-Leonard Fournette combo at this point in the season. If you know what happens in fantasy this year, you know that's probably changed. Christian McCaffrey dropped 24, Barkley 20, Daniel Carlson, come through kicker, 16 points. This was the week I picked up TJ Hawkinson to replace Darren Waller. Didn't really do much, but that'll change. I managed to overcome Patrick Mahomes 30, Cooper Kupp 25. And that's because he got like nothing anywhere else on his roster. 3-2, feeling good. Next week? Oh, actually, before we leave, this was, I think, the week that Michael Thomas stopped playing games. I've talked enough about Michael Thomas. We're just going to move on to the next week. Now, this week wasn't so hot. 145 to 105. Chris Olave didn't play. Michael Thomas didn't play. I was very thin on wide receiver. So I ended up having to pick up Marquez Valdez-Scantling and Rondale Moore. Rondale Moore gave me 10 points. For a waiver wire pickup, I'm not going to be mad. MVS gave me 0 on 4 targets. I felt like a fucking idiot. Like Fournette and Barkley showed up with 20-something. McCaffrey had 22. I had to pick up a backup. I had to have 2 kickers on my roster because I wasn't giving up on Daniel Carlson during his bye week, and I had to pick up Graham Gano. Jaguars defense gave me 0 points. This guy had Michael Pittman go off for 27. Breece Hall dropped 20 on me. I had to take my loss and continue. So this brought my record to 3-3. I'm a 500 team. Now I'm an under 500 team because I played my only true friend in this league. I lost 134 to 114 to Mr. Gabe. Yeah, I had a couple decent performances from Saquon, Terry, and Olave, but nothing too outlandish. What hurt was I put in a waiver wire claim for Kenneth Walker, and I lost out to Gabe. And then Kenneth Walker drops 28 fantasy points on me, and it's the reason I lose. 3-4, feeling terrible. I'm the bounce back kid. I dropped 160 to 115, beating Schnauzer, the man with the number 1 overall pick, who forced me to pick McCaffrey. Thank you for picking Jonathan Taylor and not making me do that dumb mistake. It wasn't dumb. It's what everyone was doing at the time. He had 115 points and 31 of them for Tyreek Hill, and he still lost. Oh, because this was McCaffrey's hat trick week, where he dropped me 40 fantasy points. This was McCaffrey saying, yeah, you thought about taking Jonathan Taylor over me? You're lucky you didn't have the chance to do that. I'm dropping 40 against him for you. Thank you. Oh, and I picked up DJ Moore, who dropped me 27 fantasy points. He's like, I'm going to come in. I'm going to fix your wide receiver problem. I was going to spoil that right now. He hasn't. It's very inconsistent for me. Boom. 4-4 on to the next week. Back to back. I only dropped 117. I must have won, because there's like superlatives each week. I must have won least points in a win. My opponent, 90.5. I picked up Kenyon Drake because I had both my star running backs, McCaffrey and Barkley, on their bye week. Made the right call. 25 fantasy points thanks to him. And then Hawkinson, I think this is his first week with the Vikings. 16 points. I will happily take that. And the guy I played he has 90 points. More than a third of them were Devontae Adams, dropping 37. But he's got Paris Campbell, 4 points. Elijah Benjamin, 4 points. Deshaun Jackson, 3 points. Why were these guys on his roster? Actually crazy. Anyway, 5-4. Next week, 3-game winning streak. I win 121 to 109 versus Racing with Ruggs again. He came back for more. I now picked up Dak Prescott to try and settle my quarterback position. He dropped me 20 points. I'll take it. Saquon dropped me 23, and that's the only really notable performance. This man had Dalvin Cook go off for 23 and CeeDee Lamb go off for 38. But he had Jerry Jeudy, who dropped 0. Kareem Hunt, who dropped 3. Cordell Patterson, who dropped 3. Paved the way for me to win. And now, from 6-4 to 6-5, I lose 146 to 128 versus show me your TDs. I lost to him, and he had a guy on his roster drop 0 points, Kadarius Toney. But he just had solid performances. Daniel Jones gave him 27. Josh Jacobs gave him 20. Austin Eckler gave him 18. DeAndre Hopkins, who had just come off IR for this guy, not IR, suspended list, gave him like 19. Deebo Samuel gave him 22. I had Olave give me 21, but Barkley gave me 5. And that was it. I lost. So now I'm, 6-5? Back to 500? Are you kidding me? I lost 142 to 114 versus Mooneyman. Samaje Perine is the only one who dropped anything close to 20. While I played Justin Jefferson, who gave him 30. And Geno Smith gave him about 20. I'm looking at my bench. I had Traylon Burks on the bench, who dropped 17. Could have used it. DJ Moore, who dropped 20. Could have used it. Rachaad White, 20. Could have used it. Just poor management by me. I'm 6-6. This next week is the final week of the regular season. I have to win to get in. And who do I have to beat? The man I made fun of the most. Of course it comes down to this. To make playoffs, I have to beat a man I ridiculed for his draft. Mocked. Put down. Belittled. I have to beat C. Trevino to make playoffs. And I fucking did. I dropped the most points I had all season. 171 to 119 to make the playoffs. That's right. I'm playoff bound. You want to know what happened this week? McCaffrey, 28. Running back of the week. Who did I pick up on waiver wire for my defense that week? The Browns, 23. Defense of the week. Not to mention Samaje Perine, 21 points. Terry McLaurin, 25. Wasn't my receiver of the week, but he was close. Saquon, 20. Dak, 17. They came through big time. He had Hayden Hurst, who gave him like 3 points. Jacoby Myers played for him, gave him 5. Now he had the Cowboys defense, who dropped 22. 1 point shy of being defense of the week, but was second to mine. He did have Tyler Lockett, who dropped like 28 points for him. But it wasn't enough. He misses the playoffs. And I get in. When I made my picks, I felt safe because this man took a kicker in the 6th round. Nobody's going to remember anything I do. Allen Robinson, poof. Michael Thomas, poof. Darren Waller, poof. Justin Tucker in the 6th round? Let's compare kickers. Where's he ranking kicker-wise? Fuck, he's kicker 3. I've kicker 4. Okay. All right. What is that? A 7-round difference, though? That's a 7-round difference in the placement of them. You could have had better players. You could have had more useful players. Bigger upgrades on your roster. Aha, aha. Validated. Let's take a quick sneak peek at my playoff matchup. Now, I'm favored by a lot, but it's because he hasn't set his lineup. He still needs to set up his defense and one of his flexes. Right now, I'm projected 129 points. So I'm a little torn on who to play. But Dak Prescott is going to be my quarterback. Patrick Mahomes is his. My running backs are Saquon and McCaffrey. His are Pollard and Singletary. He's got the edge at quarterback. I think I have the edge at running backs. Now, wide receiver is where I'm torn on who to play because Traylon Burks might not be good to go and I need him because Terry McLaurin and Chris Olave, my two best receivers, bye week this week, right when I need them most. And they're performing. Can't use them. So right now I have DJ Moore, who does play Seattle, looks really good with Sam Darnold, fantasy-wise. I think they're going to give me points. I really do. Right now I have Traylon Burks there if he clears concussion protocols. If not, I'm going to have to use DJ Chark. I think is my best bet right now. I just picked him off the waiver wire. I was looking for the best wide receivers available. And it looked like it was him. Might pick up Tyler Boyd. I think he's still available. Yeah, he's still available. Just with Jamar Chase back and Higgins, they might go double running back with Samaje Perine and Mixon. I'm going to take my risk on Chark, who looked great last week, dropped like 16 points. If that's what he gives me, I'm probably going to win the week. My tight end is Hawkinson against Detroit. I am praying for a revenge game. A true-to-form revenge game where he just goes off. We're talking like 2 touchdowns. He does that, I think I win. I think I can overcome my wide receiver problems if he goes off like I think he will. And then my flexes right now are Jamal Williams, boom or bust. But I think I need boom. I need the boom if I'm going to win. So if he bust, I lose. I think that's what it's going to come down to. I really think it's going to come down to Jamal Williams. And then right now, I'm sticking with Rachaad White. 15 last week, but so did Leonard Fournette. If Mixon didn't play, I would play Samaje Perine, but I think Mixon's back. So I'm gonna go with Rachaad White. It seems like he's becoming running back 1 on that team. I'm gonna be reading up, staying up to date on all updates. But this is where the lineup is currently. The only change that's probably gonna happen is DJ Chark in for Traylon Burks, if Traylon Burks doesn't play. Daniel Carlson is my kicker. And I went with the Bills defense against the Jets. I think they're going to be motivated because they lost last time. I think the Bills defense is going to come out, even with the injuries. I think they're going to come out and really do what they can, especially after how Mike White looked last time for most of that game against the Vikings defense, which is not good. So I pray it doesn't come down to defense because I'm saying it out loud. I'm getting kind of scared. What else is available? Seattle's defense? No, thank you. Yeah, I'm gonna have to roll with them. So, you think I'm gonna win this week? Let me know. And then thank you for watching. Got more videos coming up. Go ahead, click through the channel right now. See if you like what you see. Subscribe. I would appreciate it a lot. Thank you.